This is a presentation of the Fiesta Island Time Trial Series and the San Diego Duathlon, produced by SDRaceTV.com and R.A.A.M Sports, producer of endurance events. And as you get a glimpse of record holder Shawn Olin, Roger is standing by with Shawn for a candid interview as Shawn shares his thoughts about training, racing, and the San Diego Duathlon. Roger?
Thanks, Mary Lou. I'm here at the Fiesta Island Time Trial, and I have course record holder Shawn Olin with me. Shawn, how'd the race go today?
Not very well. The wind was a little all over the place. I had a headwind, I had a tailwind, I had it in my face. Going at the end of the day made it interesting. Plus, not training a lot these days, so just kind of recovering. But I used today as a kickoff for my season, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, great. Now, I know you just participated in the Race Across America, the R.A.A.M. Tell us about that and your team, and how did that go?
It was a really interesting 5 days for me. Got to see America 5 miles at a time, 8 hours at a time. But it went really well. I raced for a team called Team 4 Mil. We were all military members racing with a team of Wounded Warriors, and we're raising money for the Wounded Warrior Project, raising awareness for military and for the Wounded Warriors. We did it in 5 days, 7 hours, and 49 minutes. We had 3 goals, and that was to break the course record, win the military division, and win the overall. We did 2 out of 3. Unfortunately, we took second to a local team here in San Diego, who beat us by a couple hours. But when it comes to 3,000 miles of racing, that ends up being seconds. So,
do you recall what the time was?
For the winning guys, I don't remember their time, but ours was 5 days, 7 hours, 49 minutes.
So that's 3,000 miles in 5 days.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I know you're involved in some other endurance events, and explain to our listeners how it is that you use the Fiesta Island Time Trial to help work for the other events that you do.
Mainly Fiesta Island to me, since it's home and in my backyard, it's all about camaraderie, coming and seeing my friends, such as yourself and other guys I've been racing against a few years. And it's just hanging out, but it's also a good way to gauge your fitness. You come out here, you see where you're at, you flog yourself for a good half hour or less, hopefully less, and gauge your fitness, and then just kind of hang out. And it's a good low-key environment, and I just really enjoy it. They've been putting it on for a bunch of years, and I can't say how much I appreciate John and Benson and all the guys that put this on. It's a really, really fun event.
Yeah, I absolutely concur with that. Now, you're the record holder in this course. It's 20 kilometers, which is 12.4 miles, 24:36. That's about 30 and a half miles an hour.
Yes,
Tell our viewers that day when you set that record. What was it like? I think this is a great story they'll love hearing.
It was a really interesting day. I was running a little late. I had it set up for that year, 2007, to set the record. We kind of had it in the back of our minds. My friend and I, Gary Tingley, we kind of had it set up to maybe drop the course record. We thought it was possible. It was the first year that the long course is coming back in quite a few years. The pavement was brand new. I was running late that day. Didn't even get a chance to warm up on the trainer. I just kind of buzzed up and down the road a few times. So the stress level was a little high, but that made me not stress out about the race as much. So I got up the line, shed my coat, and started my watch on the Minuteman. And I started riding, and I was feeling good. It's out there, it's comfortable, it's feeling pretty good. And I looked at my clock with 1 to go, and I went, oh man, I'm off. And then I went, wait a minute, dummy. You're a minute off. You're on. So I dropped the hammer on that last lap, and really I came across the line, and I was a little cross-eyed, but I could still see by the time I focused on the time, I started celebrating, and all my friends who were there, they knew what happened as soon as I crossed. So it was a good day. Everything came together. The pavement was great. The density altitude was real low, so I could punch through the air nice. It was a real good day, and I was on one that day.
Yeah, it's just an amazing accomplishment. I don't know if that record's going to get broken. I know there's a couple of guys kind of keying in on it. What do you think? It's been 3 years since you set that, right?
About 5 years, 2007. But I think it'll go. Records are meant to be dropped, and we got guys coming up like Ryan Groff, who's a Cat 3, and he's solely focused on time trialing. Scott Baker's real close. He's low 25s when he comes in. We got a guy from the team that beat us in R.A.A.M, Viasat. He's coming in, and I know he's real strong. And then today, a couple of 19-year-old kids who are rolling low 26s. You know, that kind of makes you scratch your head and go, uh-oh, they got time to grow up, and once they grow into those legs, they're coming for you. So, you know, I'm a little past my prime, and I don't think that I'm going to be anywhere close to that. But, you know, hopefully this year we can get something together and get back on it. You know, get into the 25s.
Now, you also, as well as that course record here, you're also the course record holder for a race my wife and I produced, the San Diego Duathlon. That record you beat by almost 3 minutes, which is just an amazing accomplishment for a guy that's not a runner. Tell us about that day.
You know, it's another one of your events. It was a low-key event, and it just, you know, I was coming here, hanging out with friends. And, you know, I'm a cyclist. I'm not a runner. I don't really belong owning a pair of running shoes. But, you know, I went out there for that first leg and was just trying to hang on. And there are some fast guys out there. I couldn't believe it. And it's like, oh, well, they're going to come back. No, they were gone. But I started getting them on the bike, and I just settled into a good rhythm, you know, and it's like, well, you know, this is your event, this is your island, you know, so you know how to ride the lines. And it was funny to see, you know, people who don't ride out here a lot, they were taking the lines that, you know, normal time trialists who come out here do. So they left me my line. So I was able to get around people no problem. And when I came in first or second, it was one of those hang on and don't die too bad on that last run. And it's a beautiful course. I mean, you run out here and around the bay, and it was a really cool event that you guys put on, and I can't thank you enough for it. And it's just, you know, it was a blast. It was a good time, and I'm bummed that there's not one this year, but, you know, you'll be back.
That's right. We had to skip this year, but we'll have it back next year. It'll be part of an event called the Fitman Series. Well, Shawn, thanks a lot for taking your time.
Thanks,
and good luck with the events next year, and
Yes,
we'll
sir.
see you down the road.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
John.